Hi everyone, welcome back to today's video. For today, I'm going to be showing you 3 adorable little tags that you can use this holiday season. This video is actually part of my monthly blog hop, the Stampers by the Dozen hop. So make sure you click on the first link in the description box below to head over and look at everyone else's amazing projects. This month's theme was like holiday decoration and packaging items. So I went ahead and did some tags because I've made my gift tags for the past 2 years. Has it been 2 or 3 years? I think it's the past 2 years, and I absolutely love it, mainly because it always happens without a doubt. Christmas Eve, 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm wrapping presents and I cannot find any more gift tags. It honestly happens every single year. Well, it has happened every single year. So now I make my own tags. So I only make what I need. And if I start to run out, I have all of my materials right there at my fingertips to go ahead and make something else. So I wanted to show you guys 3 little tag ideas today that I think are just absolutely adorable and are going to work super well for your holidays this year. So because we're making 3 different projects, I'm going to show you the products that you need as we make that project. All 3 of our tags are going to be featuring the Merry Little Labels stamp set. So you'll definitely need this along with our 2 punches. Oh shoot, I can't remember the name of this punch. I'm not good with punch names. I think this is the scallop tag. I'm not good with our punch names, but all of the information will be in the description box below, or in the coordinating blog post, which is in the description box below. I'm not good at remembering the punch names. It's just not. I just can't. So you're gonna need the stamp set and then those punches for the tags today. So let's go ahead and jump into it. I am first going to start off with the easiest one. So this one is super simple. For this one, we're going to need obviously our stamp set. You're also going to need the natural trim, and I think this is in silver. Yeah, the silver natural trim, as well as I just have this scrap here of Whisper White. You're going to need enough Whisper White to cut out 2 of these little shapes. And then I am going to use Tear and Tape. I should probably grab that. And I actually like using Tear and Tape for all of these tags because I want to make sure my tags hold up, because they're going to go on packages and things like that. I want to make sure that I am making something that's going to stand up to lots of wear and tear. So this one is actually super easy. Oh, and I forgot, we're going to be using Cherry Cobbler ink. In my sample here, I actually used Real Red, and I think I'm going to like it a little bit better with Cherry Cobbler. You guys know I like to mix things up as I go and just make it up. So the first thing that we're going to do is stamp both of our little images. So I'm using this one that says no peeking. And again, I'm using my Cherry Cobbler ink. Get that all nice and inked up, and then I'm just going to stamp it here on my piece of Whisper White. Perfect. And then I'm going to take the stamp that has the it says for and from, and let's go ahead and ink that one up as well and stamp that right next to it. Okay, now I'm going to close my ink up before I stick my little fingers in it. And I'm going to take this label punch here, flip it over, and I'm just going to line up my little labels in it. And sometimes it takes me a minute to get it perfect. That's good enough for me. So I punch one out, and then I didn't think this one all the way through. My piece of paper was a little too long. So all you have to do is chop off the end and then stick the other piece in. So the for and from is just perfect in this punch. You do have to line it up pretty well, but it's just perfect to fit in there. So now what I'm going to do is flip my 2 pieces over so we have the unstamped side, and I'm going to take my ribbon here and I'm just going to cut 2 pieces that are about that long. Then I'm going to grab my Tear and Tape. And again, you don't have to use Tear and Tape. I'm using it just because I like to have the sturdiness in my tags like we were just talking about. And I'm just going to put a few pieces on the back right here. I'm going to put 3 pieces. I started with 1 in the middle and then just did 1 on each side. And then I'm going to look to see where the top is, and the top is right here. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take the backing paper off of these. Maybe. I'm going to try to take the backing paper off of them. Okay, there we go. And now I'm going to take some more tear and tape and go over the top right here, because this is where we're going to stick down our ribbon. And I want to make sure I have lots of adhesive there so that the pieces of ribbon don't come out of our tag. Okay. And then I'm actually going to take my other half, find the top, and I'm going to put a couple pieces of tear and tape on the top here, just so that it has adhesive on the ribbon part from both sides. So just 2 pieces here. Whoops, and it's sticking to my finger. Okay. Take my little poker tool again and tear these pieces off. Maybe. There we go. And let's do these really fast. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pieces of ribbon and I'm just going to stick them down on here just like so. So I'm doing them in a V pattern, and that just makes it so that you have your 2 ribbon ends come out kind of in a diagonal. They're not right next to each other when you put everything together, and it makes it easier to tie to a package. So now all I'm going to do is be super careful and line these guys up and stick them together. Now this label punch, because of the curves and the rounded bits of it, it's actually super easy to line up, and it makes it really, really nice, and it's pretty foolproof to line that up. As long as you kind of put your fingers here and on the rounded bits here, it's pretty easy. So now I have these really, really long ribbons. I'm gonna go ahead and leave mine long. When I tie this on the actual package, I'll trim off whatever I don't use. This one I trimmed a little bit just so you can see the difference between a trimmed and a non-trimmed version. But it's completely up to you. Like I said, I like to kind of leave them a little bit longer and then tie it on my package and trim them if they're too long. So that's our first one. And then all you have to do is write the for and the from in that little space. Super, super easy. Again, this is the simplest one, and none of these are really hard, but this is the simplest one. Very minimal supplies that you need. You really just need the punch, some ink, and some ribbon, and you're good to go. You can crank these out in no time. So let's move on to the next one. The next one is kind of different. So we're not sticking with our normal like Christmas colors. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So for this one, I'm actually gonna bring this piece back in. For this one, let me show you what it looks like. We have this tag here, and it's super, super cute. It's more like winter themed than really Christmas themed, which I liked. We do a lot of things at work with like Secret Santa or White Elephant gifts, and I like to have something a little more pleasing for everyone, I guess. Something that you don't have to celebrate Christmas to appreciate it. So I really liked this one. Really, you can do it. It's not just for Christmas or for the holidays. You can use it anytime during the winter, and I think it'll be really, really nice. So for that one, we are going to be using 2 pieces of Marina Mist here. This one is cut at 2 inches by 3 3/4, and then we have a second piece of Marina Mist, which is cut at which is cut at 1 3/4 by 2 1/2. And then we also have this piece here of Designer Series paper. I think this is part of the same suite as the Merry Little Labels. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty positive that it's part of the same suite. And this piece of Designer Series paper is cut at 2 inches by 3 inches. Again, we're gonna need a little piece of Whisper White, a little scrap, to cut out our little label. And we're also using the silver 1/8 inch ribbon. This stuff is super, super pretty, perfect for the holidays, makes absolutely great packaging material. So this one is really fun and really easy as well. Let's start by doing our stamping, or one portion of our stamping. So I'm gonna use Marina Mist here, and we're gonna use the stamp set that says, "Let It Snow." And just ink that up, and I'm gonna stamp that right down onto our piece of Whisper White. Perfect. Now, what you could also do, and what I did in my sample here, you could stamp the for and from on the back of this piece. I'm not going to on this one, mainly because I just used that stamp and it's all full of cherry cobbler, and I don't know where my Stampin' Scrub is right this second. So instead of wasting time trying to find it, I'm just gonna leave that off for this one. But just so you know, you could stamp that portion right now as well if you wanted to stamp the to or the for and from on the back. So there's our stamping. I'm gonna go ahead and take this and set that off to the side for just 1 second. Let's bring in our larger piece of Marina Mist, and we're gonna use our tag punch. I'm just gonna slide this piece in, look to make sure that it's touching the bottom, and punch it. You get 2 little bits, toss those off to the side, and now you have this sweet, adorable punch. So stinking cute. So I'm gonna continue using my tear and tape like I mentioned before, just because I have it out. This one you probably don't need to use tear and tape on because it's not, you don't have a ton of stuff going on, but just because I have it out, I'm going to use it. Get the little backings off of this one. And the second one, maybe, there we go. And then we're gonna take this little piece here and we're gonna line it up flush with the bottom of our Marina Mist piece. Just like so. So pretty. I love these little trees. Next, I'm going to take our smaller piece of Marina Mist and do the same thing. Put a couple pieces of tear and tape on the back. 1 backing paper, 2 backing papers, and this one we're going to center it as best as possible. Just like so. So stinking cute. And then all we're gonna do is take our little stamped image here. I'm just gonna do 1 piece down the back. Again, this isn't, you don't have a ton going on, so you should be okay to just do that. And whoops, maybe. And then stick that down right in the center of your Marina Mist piece. So stinking adorable. So now all I'm gonna do is take some ribbon again, and this time I'm gonna do a longer piece because we're going to cut this or fold this one in half. And I didn't grab the best scissors for this. I don't know why I didn't grab my other scissors. I'm gonna take my piece and I am going to fold it in half. I'm going to thread this through from the front to back. And then I'm going to open my loop and pull my 2 ends through the loop and just squeeze it, and that gives you your tag. Now what you can do to keep this from falling apart is just knot it at the top, and it allows you, it keeps that little loop secure there, and super cute and adorable. Now again, I kept these pretty long, probably way too long on this one, but I can go ahead and when I go to put this on my package, just tie it off and then cut off the excess that I don't need. But that's our cute little adorable second tag. Like I said, you could take that stamp and stamp the foreign from on the back here, or you could just write it. It's completely up to you, but so stinking adorable. I love this one. I love the color palette, and I really like this paper with the trees on it. It's absolutely adorable. So that is tag number 2. Now for tag number 3, this one's my favorite, and I just love this one. I can't get enough. So this one, we are going to be using a piece of designer series paper. Now this is from the Christmas paper in the annual catalog. This is not from the new holiday catalog. I don't remember what the name of it is. All of the information will be in my coordinating blog post down below, but I can't remember the name of this paper, but I love it. It's got this super cute reindeer pattern on the back. I love it, adorable. So we're gonna be using this piece as well as another scrap of Whisper White. And then for this one, we are going to be using the, what is this called? The solid ribbon, and this is in Real Red. So stinking cute. The first thing that we're gonna do is go ahead and stamp as usual. So shocker, I'm gonna be using Real Red to match our ribbon. Whoops. And for this one, I'm gonna be using the stamp that says just for you. Now you'll notice with this one, it does not have a border like the other 2 did, but we're gonna make it a border once we punch this out. So I'm just gonna stamp it. I'm gonna leave my ink off to the side, but just scooch it a little bit so I don't put my fingers in it right this second. I'm going to center this in my punch as best as I can, pop it out. And now what I'm going to do is just take this piece and I'm going to take my ink pad and I'm just going to kind of rub my ink pad on the corners. You can do this as little or as much as you want. And this just gives it a nice little border to kind of pop out from our designer series paper. Sorry, I don't know if you guys were able to see that. So again, you can do as little or as much as you'd like. And it just gives it a nice little border so that it pops on our designer series paper. So I'm going to set that off to the side to dry. Now I'm going to bring in my piece of designer series paper. I just said designer series paper like 5 or 6 times. And I'm going to bring in my tag punch again. Now this one's so much fun and super easy. So I'm going to take my piece of designer series paper, shove it in there all the way to the back, pop it out. Then I'm going to flip it, shove it back in there, all the way to the bottom, and pop it out for a second time. Okay, move my scraps to the side. And now I'm just going to fold this in half until I see clearly through the little hole there. And just grab my bone folder and make a nice crease. Just like that. Open her back up and I'm gonna take a couple more pieces of, you guessed it, tear and tape. You don't have to actually tape this. You could leave it kind of open if you wanted to. We are going to tie the little opening. So if you wanted to leave the opening and the tie as the closure, you could absolutely do that if that's what you wanted to do. Take our little backings off. One more. And then I'm just going to very carefully fold this again, squish it down. Now this, if you guys do this, you feel this. This is a very solid tag. This tag, just the feel of it is very solid, something that you would find at the store and something that you would pay, you know, a decent amount of money for, not just those little stickers that you can get that you just write on. This is a substantial piece. This is a substantial tag. So remember that if you're gonna make this project. So the next thing I'm gonna do is just flip over my little sentiment, and I forgot to grab a new pack of dimensionals, so I'm just gonna use the mini ones because I have those next to me. And so bear with me. I would use regular size dimensionals if I were you, but I don't wanna have to waste your time in getting up and going and getting another pack. So I'm just gonna put a few of the little baby ones on here and then peel the backings off. Maybe. Whew, I got really quiet trying to do that. That's because I'm concentrating, y'all. Okay, super cute. And now I'm just going to stick that little tag right on there. So adorable. I smudged the ink just a little bit. So maybe wait a second longer before you do that than I did so that you don't smear the ink in there. But honestly, it gives it a little bit more of a rustic look, or that's what I'm going with at least. So next thing, I'm going to take a piece of my ribbon again, cut off a decent sized piece. And we're going to do the same thing that we just did with the silver ribbon. I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to stick it through front to back. Grab my loop. And then slide my 2 pieces through my loop, just like so. And then I'm going to tie a knot. Just like that. Now you could leave this as is if you wanted to. The reason that I like this one so much is I'm actually going to grab another piece of ribbon and I'm going to slide it under the 2 strands. I'm going to tie a knot. Just like that. And then I'm going to tie a little bow. I'm not the best bow tire. And honestly, when you put this on a package, it's probably going to get a little messed up. But it's the thought that counts. Oh man, I didn't do that one very well. Okay, let's try it again. Deep in concentration, let me tell you. Maybe. Man, why can't I do this today? It's because I have eyes on me, that's why. Or that's what I'm going with at least. 3rd time's the charm. Okay, there's my little bow. just mess with it for a second to make it look nice and cute. Oh, so adorable. So now you have a sweet little bow on your tag. I think it's absolutely adorable. Probably my favorite tag of the ones that I've showed you today. Just so stinking cute. And then again, I left my little tails long so you can tie it, do whatever you want to do, and then trim them as you feel. So those are our 3 tags for today, guys. I really, really, really hope you enjoyed them. I loved making them. I honestly love making tags for my packages during the holiday season. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said earlier, this video is part of my monthly blog hop. So please, please, please make sure you check out the first link in the description box below. That'll take you to the coordinating blog post. And then from there, you can go to all of the other blogs that are part of the same hop. So if you want to purchase any of these products, you are free to do so by simply going to littlemooncreation.stampinup.net 24/7. And there was something else I was going to say, but I don't remember what it was, so it must not have been that important. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, like I said, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!